Hey there, friends, Nibs again. Out here in the garage tonight, doing a little bit of goofing around. Got a really pretty cool, actually most of this is local treasures and finds, but we'll call it a mail call anyway. I do have a couple things that came in the mail. Really cool stuff. And we'll show you. Almost all of this is air gun stuff, guys, so I do have two knives to show you though. So we'll start out with those, and then we'll move on to the air guns. Really cool stuff to show you guys. So now the first one is another case fixed blade, and this is kind of a mystery for me. I actually have, so actually it came with a really nice condition sheath. I don't know if we can kind of get an idea of the date on it from them. I'm guessing, I don't really know, 60s or 70s, but really interesting. It does need a good polish on the blade. The edge has been not very well done, but the only marking on it is it says just case right there. No case XX, no model number, nothing on the back side of the tang, just case right there. And this is a kind of a medium size fixed blade. I have this one here, which is, I believe, the next size bigger. This one is a, oh, I can't even read that. What was that? It's like a four-inch blade. And then I also have this tiny little guy, which is a M3F SSP. And this one has the case XX USA on it. But if anybody knows, I haven't even done any research yet, so probably ought to do that. But if anybody knows when that would date to, with just case, with nothing else, it is a pretty cool knife. Got the nice leather, stacked leather handle with a pinned pommel, pretty much the same size as that one. But it's you know, a lot shorter in the handle and a lot shorter on the blade. But that was a pretty cool find. Not very much money. And then at the same place, a different booth. This was like a flea market, antique mall type of deal. I found this really cool old Buck 110, and I did a little bit of research on this. And this is I learned a lot about Buck 110s that I never knew before, but close is nice. I did have to put a little oil on it. It was a little sticky gummy before, but this one, it's got the squared off edges, and but the real thing that kind of gives me a date range on it is first the tang stamp. Just says Buck 110 USA, no date stamp mark or dots on either side. So we know it's before 1974. And a couple of things. So they didn't start putting the 110 on there until, I believe, 72. So now we're in between 72 and 74. It only has two pins, two small pins. And then I found a website called The History of Buck 110 or something like that. And they had, like, this is a version 5 variant 3. So way more than I ever intended to get into as far as Buck 110s go. It didn't come with a sheath, but I have several Buck sheaths. I don't have an older one that'll fit this one yet, but I'll search around and find one. So I stopped at a local, well, not local, I was actually traveling all day, 2.5 hours to where my job was. Then I had to go from there to another shop and pick up some parts, an hour and a half in the wrong direction from coming home, and then another hour and a half drive from there back home. But on the way to the job, I stopped at a gun store that I have stopped in several times. I actually got some BB guns from them last time too. And I've bought a couple of 22s from this guy in the past as well. And he had the bulk of what we're going to look at here. So the first thing is actually this new in the box Marksman pistol. And I actually do have one over on the wall there, but that one doesn't work. So it's just a wall hanger. And this one is really nice. The box is really nice. So it actually came with this pack of Crosman BBs, which I'm sure is an original from it. But that's a really cool old BB container. But it also had this, now it won't come out. Well, it had this pack of Marksman BBs and pellets in there. And then the actual gun itself is in like almost unhandled condition. And I did take a couple shots with it actually at the, so I want to load this thing first. So he couldn't even get it to cock back. I don't know if he seemed like he knew what he was doing with it, but it worked just fine for me. So let me put a couple of BBs in here. So you always want to, I think, going a little left there. That one went high. These things are well known for not functioning at all, but also not being very accurate. But just to have one that actually works at all, you know what, let me bring you guys out here. Just to have one that functions at all is pretty cool. So now it's shooting high, but it's so that was everything. But that's the first one. So because he couldn't figure out how to get it cocked, he has like a bargain bin with holsters and miscellaneous stuff in there, and anything in that bin's $9.99. So I got this for $9.99. I think that was a bargain. He also had this really nice little Tasco 6x20 scope in there, and this thing is really clear, very clear. This will be a great little, so this is about a 70s Tasco. I believe this is made in Japan. So about a 60s, maybe 70s Tasco, and that'll look great on, you know, probably a pellet gun, probably maybe one of my vintage Crosman 760s, or one of my older Daisy 880s or something like that. And that's pretty cool. And then that was in that bargain bin as well, but stand by. This was also in that bargain bin, and it is in pretty tough shape, but I think I can salvage it. This one is a 70th anniversary Red Ryder, and the Red Ryder came out in 1939, so that would put the 70th anniversary at what, 2009. Let's see if it's got a date code on here. Hmm. 17, 20, 101, 7. I don't know. I can't decode that for sure. But definitely was used and abused. It's missing the lanyard loop. But the main thing, he had this in the $9.99 bin as well. And the reason is he said that when he got it, it had BBs in the magazine, but it also had some pellets in there. And he dumped everything out, thought he had got everything out of there, but you would cock and shoot, but it wouldn't actually shoot any BBs. So he threw it in the 9.99 bin. When I got it home, I actually looked in the little BB window right here, and there was still a pellet, and it's right up here. Looks like a Crosman pointed pellet still in there, and I was able to get a little dental tool in there and push it far enough forward that it was able to fall out of the loading gate, and now it seems like it's shooting. So this handle's all rusty, so it's real stiff to cock. A little low there, but that's okay. If anybody knows when these 70th anniversaries actually came out, let me know. So actually I'm aiming right at the bottom of that splatterburst, so it's hitting right where I'm aiming, really. But it's a little crusty, but I'll probably pull that bolt out and get that rust cleaned up as best I can, and then just do a conservation on it and put it up on the rack over here with the rest of my daisies. So that's pretty cool. So now one more gun I found there, and this one's really pretty cool. It does need a little bit of attention. Now let me bring the whole thing over. So I'm gonna cover up this. Got the guy's name and address on here. So, but it is a Crosman 38 revolver. Still in the box. Looks like it's brand new. I'm thinking maybe this might have been defective right from the factory and never got used, because it looks like it's brand new. Doesn't look like it's been handled a whole lot. But again, the store owner put a CO2 cartridge in there, and so it's got the manual and Crosman brochure in there. It has 2 full tins of 22 super pellets, and this one's marked from Dick's for 98 cents. Dick's don't even sell stuff anymore. And then it has a full pack of Crosman golden powerlets in there. And one way you can kind of tell the age of these powerlets is looking at the nozzle of them. They are actually crimped. And they stopped doing that, I believe, in the 60s. So that is they probably don't have no, because those crimped ones were known to be leaky. But anyway, so the problem it has is, I think this cylinder, the pawl is supposed to spin the cylinder, and it's got one spot. See, it doesn't spin now, but if I rotate it 2 spots, now it will rotate. So it could be the pawl, or it could be the, and once you I already had a pellet in there in the spot I couldn't. But he put a CO2 in there the other day, and it's still holding air, so it doesn't need a rebuild. It just needs that spinning thing fixed. No more pellets in there. So, but I believe it's probably that disc. I have a few parts ones of these in here that I've gotten in the past, so I think that'll be an easy fix. And I don't believe these had any kind of date code on them. But, oh, maybe right there. I don't know if it's well, the number is 816969, but they stopped making the 22 version in the early 70s. I'm not exactly sure when, but based on the other stuff that was in the box with it, I'm thinking that's like a early 60s gun there. But all right, so that was everything from that store. He rang me up and he says, I didn't charge you for the scope. So I ended up getting that gun and then I paid for the Marksman and the Daisy, but he didn't charge me the $9.99 for the scope. The scope was also in that bargain bin. And so now you guys have seen this gun before, but I actually did get a part for it. It was working fine when I got it, but just over a short period of time, it started to develop a leak in the filler nozzle up here in the front. And so I actually went on Crosman's website, found the manual for this, got the part number for it, and searched on eBay, and lo and behold, I found somebody was selling that whole silver piece up here, screws right out of this barrel, and put that new silver piece, that whole filler thing in there, and it's been filled up for over a day. I put that in there yesterday, and this is a Crosman Challenger model 2009, and it is a really cool gun. When I do my part, it's right in the center. I like this gun. It's only a 2000 PSI fill, so it's actually very pump friendly, hand pump friendly. Helped me get a little cardio, but there you go. Got the Challenger back up and running. Real quick one there, and then last but not least, you guys have seen my Gamo compact. Well, I didn't know this one existed until Derek brought it to my attention. Derek from Derek's Adventures. He sends me links all the time. He's a bad influence on me for sure. But this is a Gamo PR-45, I believe is the model number of it. If I'm wrong, I'll put it down here. If I'm not, I won't. But it looks like a compact from there up. It looks just like the compact, but then it's got this regular ambidextrous pistol grip, so you could shoot it left-handed or right-handed. But this is a single-stroke pneumatic. I think the sights are a little bit more rudimentary on this as well, but it's very similar to other than the sights and the grip. It looks like it's almost identical to the compact. But one thing I like about this that's different from the P17 and the P3 and all of those type of guns is it does not have an automatic setting safety. So in the compact, did that go off to the... I haven't zeroed this at all, actually. I just took it out of the box a couple minutes ago. Yeah, it's going off to the left. That's okay. I'm going to shoot that bottom splatter burst just to verify, but we'll get this thing zeroed in, and I think it'll be a really nice addition to the... that one wasn't as bad, but a really nice addition to the pistol collection. I have a good little single-stroke pneumatic pistol collection. That trigger could use a little bit of TLC. I'll bet I can make it a lot nicer. But let's do one more and then we'll get out of here. some fun stuff for tinkering with out here in the garage. Got to get that Model 38 working up to snuff. Oh, didn't have the lid didn't latch down all the way. There we go, that's better. But there you go, really cool stuff. Hope you guys liked the video. Till next time, have a great day.